Hello everybody and welcome to Bird's Nest Designs for Tutorial Tuesday this week. Today is January 3rd, 2023. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. And today is my first day back in my craft room, back in my office, and I'm so happy to be here tonight to do a Tutorial Tuesday video with you. I am super excited to share one of my very favorite bundles from the new catalog, the Share A Milkshake bundle, with all of you. So I'm hoping that all my technology is working. It's been on a holiday as well for 2 weeks. So give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know you're watching, that you can hear me, and we'll get started. So I'll just wait and see. Okay. It appears we have some people here watching, so I just want to make sure, thumbs up, you can hear me. Okay. All right. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Carol. Okay, good. I was just waiting to make sure that you guys could hear me and that my computer did a big update, of course, right before I went live, so I was just making sure. All right, so I hope you guys are all having a wonderful 2023 so far. We're already 3 days in. I'm super excited to kick off this year. I have so many fun things planned here to share with you in card classes and new clubs and a brand new loyalty program. There's so much going on and I am super, super excited. So let's do a little bit of talk about that first, and then we'll get to crafting. So in my newsletter this morning, sorry, I'm just trying to read comments. I'm going to just move the light so I can actually see them better. There we go. All right. So in my newsletter this morning, I introduced you all to my brand new Bird's Nest Designs customer loyalty program. So this is the card I've designed. The program kicks off for January, so starting right now. It applies to anybody who places an online order. So it does not apply to a class or a club registration or an order, but it does apply if you go to my online store and place your order there. Okay, so you use my host code that's always posted everywhere. It's easy to find, and if you can't find it, you just need to reach out and I'll provide you the link and the host code. So how this is going to work is for every $10 that you spend before shipping and taxes, I'm going to send you a little sticker token, and you're going to get a card on your first order, and then you're going to stick them on all these little circles. When you fill up the circles, you get to redeem them for free product. All of the details are on the back, so you don't need to worry. It's all good. When it's all filled up, you fill in what you want for your free product based on the rules on the back here. And then you send it back to me, I get you your product, and I get it to you. So it's really awesome. I'm super excited to show my appreciation for all of your online orders, and I'm really pumped to get this going. So basically how it works, you fill level 1, which is the green line, and you can pick any product from the catalog or the clearance rack for $10 or less. The second line, if you get both lines filled up, it's anything up to $20, and if you get the whole card filled up, it's anything up to $30. So you're getting one token for every $10 you spend, and then you just fill it in. Now, if you want to save up for something bigger, you can just keep multiple cards. So it's really awesome, and I'm super excited. And those tokens, stickers, will just be sent to you in your thank you card that I send for the order. All right, so that's about that, and I am really excited to get that one going. The other thing I want to talk about is Thursday. Thursday, the brand new catalog goes live, and I am pumped. That one is so good. The catalog, I can't show you the inside yet, but it's a pretty purple catalog. If you're a current customer, you should have gotten it in the mail. I did put them in the week before Christmas, so they should have arrived by now, hopefully. So that starts January 5th, which is Thursday, along with Celebration. So again, if you're brand new, when you spend $60, you get to choose a brand new product out of here for free. So that starts Thursday. Thursday is also the deadline to register for my Share A Milkshake class. This is a brand new series called Handmade at Home. I've paired up with Ashley Pfeiffer. She's super creative. She's in Winnipeg, and her and I have combined our talents, and we've come up with a class to share with you. We're going to do this every month. It's not a club. You don't have to commit to all of them. You just join for the ones you want. And it's an online class kit, so you don't need to be here. You don't need to set time ahead in your schedule. You can do it when it fits for you. So it's super cool. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit about that as we go. Okay, so that class, and I'm hoping you're going to fall in love with the Share A Milkshake bundle once I do my demonstration today. The other thing that closes tomorrow is my product share. So whether you want to get in the designer series paper, the specialty paper, the ribbon, or all of it, all of those details can be found on my website, which is createwithbirdsnest.ca. Okay. What else? There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It's a very exciting week, and I'm super pumped to be offering all of these things for you. The last thing I want to talk about, and it's going to be really quick because you're going to see me using my brand new machine. Check this out. Notice the color. This is a brand new mini stamp cut and emboss machine in boho blue, which is a sneak peek at the in colors that are to come in the new annual catalog in May. So super excited to open that up today. Now, are you wondering how you can get yours? I bet you are. All right, let me tell you real quick and then we'll get to crafting, okay? So starting on Thursday, January 5th to February 28th, if you want to join my team and sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you will get that blue machine absolutely free, okay? There's no strings attached, it's totally free. You get to choose your starter kit. So what happens is you choose the machine, whether in blue or white, you can get it either color. Then you choose $225 of current Stampin' Up! Product. So that's stuff you can buy online, from the catalogs, whatever you want, $225 of retail value. Okay, you add that all into your starter kit. And the best part, you're only going to pay $175. There's no shipping on that. And you don't pay any you don't pay any GST. Now, in some provinces, you do have to pay the PST, but you don't pay GST and no shipping. So there you have it. You get $225 of product, the brand new $86 machine for free. And you pay $175 for your other product. That brings you to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And there are so many perks to that. I can't even explain them all, but most importantly, you get a 20% discount. You get to be part of my Bird's Nest Stampers community. We're a great community. We're very positive. We get together, we share creativity. We're supportive of one another, and we have a lot of fun. We have some exclusive team events. We have monthly Zoom meetings. There's so much stuff that we do, and it's just, I'm getting too excited. I would love to have you join us. So more information will come out about that on Thursday when the offer actually goes live. In the meantime, I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek and let you know what's coming so that you can be prepared on Thursday. I do have a feeling these awesome blue machines may sell out, so I want you to get in early if it's something you want to grab. Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of all my updates. Stay tuned because, like I said, on Thursday there'll be more information. I'll be sending out an email as well. So for now, let's switch down to the camera on my desk and get to doing a little bit of crafting. Okay, so let me just take a second and turn on some light so we have a good view here. Okay, so here is my current host code for anybody who wants to write that down, wants to place an order. And here is the wonderful project that we are going to make. So as I mentioned, we're using the Share A Milkshake bundle, and we're going to make this really fun desktop calendar. Now, we've made these before on a Facebook Live, but every year at the beginning of the year, I like to create a new one for my desk. So this is the one I've designed for 2023. Check that out. Isn't it cute? All right. So to do that, we are going to use some new product. We're going to use the Share A Milkshake stamp set. Look at that. And the coordinating dies. So this is the bundle right here. Okay. So we're going to use this guy here. So if you're wondering what that is, let me show you. I'll get to that later. We're also going to be using one stamp, a sentiment, out of the new Easter Bunny stamp set. Now this guy has a coordinating punch that will punch out this little bunny here. So that's another one that's going to be on your radar because it is super cute. All right, so we're going to use those 2 stamps. We're also going to use this beautiful paper. It is 6x6 Country Gingham. Get some of my cello paper off of here so you can see it. And it's just a bunch of different gingham patterns in a selection of colors, okay? Different on each side, so really great paper. It's very versatile. Now in my Handmade at Home Share a Milkshake class, you're actually going to get half a package of that gingham paper, half a package of the country floral paper, half a spool of this gorgeous ribbon that we're going to be using, the sparkly organdy ribbon right here. You're going to get a full sheet of sequins and all 6 projects complete with video and written tutorials. So you're going to get a lot. The cost of that class is $50 and an additional $10 if you need it shipped to you anywhere in Canada. If you want to add on the Share a Milkshake bundle, Ashley and I have decided to give you a little gift. You can add this on with no shipping and no tax. So it's just $60.25 on top. If you already have it, then great. There's no need to buy it again. Or if you have something in your stash that is comparable that you want to use, then by all means, you can do that too. So that's one of the options in our brand new class. So the link of this class I'm talking about, the link is in today's video description. So check that out if you're interested. All right, so, oh, I should mention too, another little gift we're adding in, as this is our very first of our Handmade at Home series. When you purchase with the bundle, you're also gonna get the Thanks a Bunch celebration stamp set with complete 4-card tutorial for that for free too. So it's a great class, and I hope that you get excited and maybe want to check it out after I show you this cute project. All right, so I wanted to let you know this is not one of the projects in your kit, but you will have all of the paper supplies, the designer series paper and all that, that you could create this again on your own. All right, so let's get started. I am starting my desktop calendar using Balmy Blue cardstock. And this is cut to 4 1/4 by 11 inches. So I've just taken my 8 1/2 by 11 and cut it right in half lengthwise. I've scored it at 5 1/2 and at 2 3/4. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is take and fold that in half just like we would a regular card. And what's really great about this design is that it'll still fit into a regular envelope and you can still pop it in the mail. Now it will cost a little more than a standard stamp, but it still will go as letter mail. Okay, so we folded that in half. Now I'm going to open it back up and I'm going to fold on this upper score line. Okay, let's give that a good score. So now, as you can see, this is how it's going to stand on our desk once we get it all set up and prettied. I'm using, my color scheme for tonight is Balmy Blue, Sweet Sorbet, and Petal Pink. This is one of my, right now, favorite color combinations, okay? I say right now because it does change, but right now I am loving this fun combo. So we're gonna start by putting one of the Sweet Sorbet inside. So we're gonna have this. I'm gonna use my Stampin' seal just because it's quick and easy on this part, but there are parts of this project that I'm going to definitely use my liquid glue, and I'll explain why when we get to that. Okay, so there we have that piece layered in there. And then what we're going to do is take a piece of white. And where did my white go? Oh my goodness, one of these times I'm going to bring everything I need into my room. So give me 1 sec while I go and grab a piece of white cardstock. Okay, I'm back and here I am with my trimmer and my paper. So I'm going to just trim down this. These are stacks of paper I have pre-cut to 4 by 5 1/4 for the insides of my cards, but I'm going to go ahead and trim this down to 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. thank you for being patient and waiting for me as I ran and grabbed that piece of paper. All right, so now that we have that piece cut, we're gonna go ahead and attach that to the inside of the card. So for those of you watching, what are you thinking of this color combo? Do you guys like these 3 colors together? I think they're super fun. I'd love to hear. I love finding new colors that go well together. And it seems to be once I find them, I kind of play with them quite a bit until, you know, I move on to the next one. Anyway, this is the one I like right now. Okay, so this is some of that cute gingham paper I shared with you. And this one is 2 inches by 3 3/4, and it's just gonna get laid in here. Right like that. So let's go ahead and glue that in. So that can go right here. Okay, so this is the inside of our card. Remember, this is what I mentioned. So up here you have room that you could write a little message to whoever you're going to send this to. Or maybe you're going to be like me and you're going to keep it to pretty up your own desk. Then we're going to have a stack of Post-it notes, okay? So these are just plain yellow. Of course, I think a really fun pink stack would look nice in here. But all I had on hand was yellow, so we're going to just go with yellow. So here we go. We're going to take this and we're going to attach this. Now, you could do this step later, but I like to have it in place because then I can see how it's going to sit. So I'm just lining this up, eyeballing it to be straight. Yes, Tina says they go together really well. I agree, Tina. I think these colors are really pretty together. It's a great combo for spring and for Valentine's Day. So as you can see, this is how our card is going to stand. Now it's not standing very well now because there's no weight up here, but it will stand really nicely. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to pretty up the front. So I'm going to just set this side aside for right now. Oh, I've got such a mess over here. You guys can probably see all of this mess. I can only see a section of my desk in my camera here. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with another piece of sweet sorbet that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got another piece of that same designer series paper pattern that's 3 3/4 by 5. This is going to get attached straight on to our sweet sorbet. Okay. I also really like this mint macaron color mixed in with this combo too. Super cute. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to put that in. Okay, there's that. Hi, Sonia, and thank you so much for sharing my video. That really is so flattering when you guys do that, so thank you very much. All right, here we go with our next step. So what I've done here, I'm switching it up a little bit because there was something on my original design that I wasn't really fussy about. So I wasn't really fussy about this tiny little, you probably can't even see it. There's a tiny little blue border, so I've made my piece for this one tonight a little bit different. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this piece is going to get attached up here, and then I've gone ahead and used my stitched rectangles dies. So that's these guys here. They're available in the annual catalog or through my online store. They're $48. You get all 13 of these wonderful rectangles. Oh my goodness, I forgot the word. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut one out. This piece here measures 3 3/8 by 2. Okay, and this rectangle is slightly smaller and it's going to get layered on like that. So that is going to, we're going to do that later, but I wanted to explain what I've done there because I didn't want to cut all of this out in front of you. Okay, so that's that. This piece here is going to be used for our little tag. But what I do want to show you right now, and this is just my piece of scrap that I'd already cut the rectangle out, what we're going to do is do a little bit of stamping. So the ink pads that we're going to use are Soft Suede, Sweet Sorbet, and Petal Pink. So first thing I'm going to stamp, let's get these opened up here. We're not going to use the Soft Suede quite yet. I have got my stamps already mounted on blocks in an attempt to make this video go a little smoothly. And I've got this image right here. So this scoop here of ice cream scoop, we're going to use that. So I'm gonna use my Petal Pink, and I'm just gonna stamp that onto my white cardstock here. Perfect. And then I've got the cute little cherry, okay, and that is right here. And we're gonna stamp that in the sweet sorbet. I'm gonna spread it a little bit apart so I can run it through. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try that again. I think I have something underneath my grid paper. Let's try that again. There we go. That one's much better. This one looks like somebody's just taken a big old bite out of it. All right. So that is all we need to stamp at the moment. Close those up. I'm going to bring in my scissors and I'm just going to trim this off. And I'm going to run all of this through my machine in one swoop. So the other piece that I have here is crumb cake. And when I pull out these dies right here, okay, remember these are the milkshake dies, Share A Milkshake dies. So we're going to use this one, which is going to create our waffle cone. Okay, isn't that adorable? Love it. And then we're going to use some little hearts. We're going to cut those out. We're going to cut out the ice cream here. And we're going to cut out a little piece of chocolate sauce right there using early espresso cardstock. And we're going to cut out the cute little cherry. So as you can see, there are still lots of dies that we haven't used. So there's tons of options with this bundle. Okay, so on the hearts are going to come out of a scrap piece here that I have of sweet sorbet. This I mentioned was early espresso, crumb cake, and of course our stamped images. So let's bring this little machine in. I have not used this yet. I opened it up right before our live video tonight. Ooh, listen to that. Brand new, all the creaks, love it. Okay, so when you get your machine in your starter kit, you're gonna get all of these plates as well. So it comes with everything you need, all right? So first thing we wanna do is use number 1, okay? And then we're gonna use a clear number 2 and a second clear number 2. Now check these out, how nice they are. They're pristine, they're clear, but they will not be when we're done. So that's totally normal, nothing to worry about. So first thing, let's go ahead and cut out our stamped images, and then I think we can run everything else through in one swoop. So when I'm lining up the cherry, there's a little hole up here, and what I found to be really useful was lining it up so that you can see the red stem in that hole. All right, and then of course we'll line up our ice cream scoop here. Okay, like so. Oops. There we go. Okay, so that should be good. Now I'm not going to use a post-it note because these are really nice and flat and they should be fairly easy to keep it in place. Okay, now let's give it its first attempt here. Oh, so smooth. I love it. Okay. So here we've got that run through. Oops, the cherry stuck right to the pad. Okay, so we've got our cute little cherry. We'll just set that up here. And then we've got our scoop of ice cream. We'll also set that up there. Our white paper we're finished with. I'm going to put these back over here on my magnetic sheet. Okay, and then here you go. So this is what I'm talking about. Now we have marks. That is totally fine. It's to be expected. That is the purpose of these. They're cutting plates, right? So you can order replacements. It's not a problem when you need to, but they will last a really long time. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and we'll put our crumb cake piece on here. So you put your paper down and then your cutting framelit with the blades down, okay, or the cutting edge down. Then we'll put our little piece of espresso here with our chocolate sauce. And we'll put our hearts down here on our sweet sorbet. Again, we'll just put our second number 2 topper on and we'll just wheel this through. So I'm gonna just set my Pretty Blue machine over here. Pretty sure we're done with it for now. And when I lift it up, we've got our dies stuck to this side here, but here's our cute little waffle cone cutout. We've got our 3 hearts. I'm just gonna put those off to the side. And then we've got our little bit here of the hot sauce, the chocolate sauce. And then again, I'm gonna show you that cut up thing because I don't want you guys to worry about that if that happens to you. All right, so let's go ahead and take these dies and I'm just gonna stick them back over here on my magnetic piece. Put these off to the side. And now we'll get to creating our card. So here is our adorable waffle cone cutout. And what I'm gonna do is take a sponge dauber, so right here, and some soft suede ink. Okay, remember that we use crumb cake cardstock, okay? Now one of the cards in our Handmade at Home is featuring a ice cream cone very, very similar to this on a super cute card. So be sure to check that out. Registration, as I mentioned, registration is open until Thursday at midnight. So get your registration in before then. And you'll get all kinds of fun stuff delivered to you. All right, so there I've just gone around and dusted the edges with my soft suede. And now our cone is gonna get folded. And when you fold it, there isn't actually a right way. So when you fold this side in first, it goes right up to the line and then this one goes over. It won't work the other way because one side is longer. So now that it's folded, I also want to give a little bit of dusting to here, the top. And of course I'm going to close it and I'm going to give that edge some as well. Okay, so there is our cone. Super cute. Now how we're going to build this cone together is we're going to use a little bit of dimensionals. Okay, we can't have a card in my craft room that doesn't have at least one dimensional, right? So we're going to put a big one here and a smaller one over here. Okay, so here's our ice cream and we're just going to slide that in. So if we were to close this cone gently, we could just slide this in here like so, and we want to put it down far enough that we don't see the edge in the folded spot here. Perfect, right? Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll take another dimensional and we're going to just stick that in here like so. Pull that off and close this bottom layer. Okay, it just gives a little bit more depth and dimension to this ice cream cone. And then what we'll do is we'll open it up. Now here's where I told you we're going to start using our liquid glue. Not as important on this side, but this is extra sticky and it's not going to come apart, right? This glue is holds a little bit better in the long run. So once it's down, it's down. So there we go. We're just going to hold that shut. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to use my take a pick tool here, make things easier. And I'm going to pick up my, oops, flip it over first. I'm going to pick up my hot fudge and I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on the back. So just a tiny little bit goes a long way with this stuff. And I'm going to stick that right on top of my ice cream cone. Like so. So we've got a waffle cone with some chocolate sauce. And then we'll take the little cherry. Same thing. I got it on my take a pick tool. Put a little dab of glue down here. And then we can just stick the cherry right on top. Voila! How cute is that? What do you guys think? Isn't that adorable? So if I bring it up close to the camera, you can see it a little bit better. It's absolutely adorable. I love it. Okay. So we're going to set that aside. I was going to close it, but we're not done with that one yet. So let's start pulling this all together. So we need a calendar. So these calendars I ordered online, and if anybody's interested in where I got them, message me or send me a comment and I will send you the link on where I got these from. So it's a fellow demonstrator who from here in Canada that makes them up and sells them. So I'm assuming he'll still have some more, but anyway, if you want them, let me know and I'll send you the link. So here, this is gonna go down here and it's just slightly smaller. And again, I do want to put this on because I want to make sure that everything else I put on is going to fit. So we'll go ahead. I'm using this again for 2 reasons. Number one, holding power, right? But also I want to have a little bit of wiggle room once I get it down. So with this, you definitely have a little bit more wiggle room than you do with the snail. So Using the diamonds kind of as guides with the camera over my project. There we go. I think that's straight. Perfect. All right, there we go. So our calendar is on. Now I'm going to take our blue, Balmy Blue piece that we cut earlier, and I'm going to attach that down. I kind of center it vertically if I can. There we go. And then I'll glue down. No, I'm not going to glue down. Sorry. I'm going to wait on that one. So that's ready to go. Then I'm going to take my Petal Pink strip here. This is 3/8 of an inch wide, and I think it's about 3 inches. The length isn't important because we are going to trim it, but it's 3/8, and I'm going to use my Banner's Pick-a-Punch, and I'm going to flag the one end. So because the 3/8 doesn't fit along one of the tracks, I'm just going to put it in, flip it over, and make sure that it looks centered on there, and then pop it out. Okay. Then we'll take our Celebrate. So Celebrate, this is from the Share A Milkshake stamp set right here. Okay, I love the font. It's one of my favorite things too, is the font that's in this set. So I'm going to ink it up on my soft suede, and I'm just going to stamp Celebrate right here on the back. Perfect. Then I can go ahead and trim that off. Like so. That piece is going to go over here like so, but I don't want to quite stick that down yet. So remember I said we were going to use a stamp from our Easter Bunny stamp set. So I'm going to use It's a New Day. Because we're doing a calendar, I thought that was very, very fitting. Celebrate It's a New Day. So I love that. Each day can be celebrated. So let's go ahead and stamp that. It's a New Day. Perfect. So that again was just in the soft suede. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this above like so. So just using a little bit of my glue. I want the flag to be off the end like that. And then now that we've got it stamped, we're going to go ahead and glue that over top of our blue. Yay! Okay, it's coming together. The next thing I want to do is add a strip of ribbon. So I mentioned earlier that we're going to use the organdy, the white organdy sparkle ribbon, glittered organdy ribbon. I like to call it sparkle because it really is shiny. I hope you can see that in the camera. Anyway, this is again one of the products that you'll get in your Handmade at Home Share A Milkshake kit if you sign up. You're going to get half a roll of this, which is 5 yards. So you're going to have lots to play with. And what I'm going to do is take my tear tape and I'm going to stick this across. I want it to be just below It's a New Day. Okay. And I'm going to stick that on the back like so. And then I'm going to take another strip. And what I like to do is kind of run it across the back like that. And it usually ends up making it a little bit straight when they line up. That's just a little tip for you. And then I'm going to just trim this off. Set that aside. So now we have this lovely sparkle ribbon. And the little sparkle pieces kind of pick up the color from the card too. So they've got like a nice pink tone to them. Okay, so this piece here now, this is another piece of Balmy Blue. Okay, so this piece measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Hello, Bobby, welcome. And we're gonna glue this piece on. So we're just gonna, I'm going around my tear tape and now I can peel it off. Now, to avoid risking getting glue on my fingers, I could have done that first, taken the tape off and then the glue, but that's okay. So now we'll go ahead and I'll center this on our blue cardstock. Remember, because I just forgot, remember that we have tear tape on here, so we're not going to have as much, oh dear, We're not going to have as much wiggle room as if we only had the liquid glue. Okay, whew, got that on in place. All right, there we go. So before we add our ice cream cone, we're going to bring back the original base that we had created. Remember this one here? We're going to have it folded. It's going to end up standing like so. And we want this piece to get attached so that it's going to be on like that. Then when it's closed, it's going to be nice and flat. So the easiest way I found to do that is just to use liquid glue. And here I highly recommend the liquid glue. We need all the wiggle room we can get to make sure it's nice and lined up. Okay. So I've got the glue on there. Then I'm going to bring in my piece and I'm going to line up the bottom corners. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then you can just close it and give it a little press. And now we have our easel calendar. So it's going to stand up like that. Close. It'll still fit in an envelope. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this card off. We're going to take our waffle cone and we're going to use liquid glue again. Stick that on the back. And I'm going to make sure that it covers my edge of my banner, my sentiment banner, okay? So I want it to be off there and I do not want it to go beyond the edge because like I said, I do want to be able to put this in an envelope. Okay. And then remember we cut out these cute little hearts. Love these hearts. So we're going to go ahead and attach those. So I'm going to start with the medium size one. And I've got some mini dimensionals here. And what I want to do is stick this right here. So see where it's going to go? Half of it's going to be on this piece and half's going to be on the cone. The cone already has that dimensional in it. So if I put dimensionals on both, I'm going to have a lopsided heart. And I don't like that. So I'm going to just stick the one dimensional on this side here. Oops. Peel that off. And then that part is going to sit on the lower section right here on the Celebrate. And the other piece will be on the cone. Okay. Cute, right? And now we don't have a lopsided heart. So the next thing I want to do is take this tiny little heart here, super cute, and I'm going to just put a dab of glue right like that, and I'm going to stick that one over here in this white space above the ribbon. It's okay if your heart tucks in behind your cone, like mine is right there. Oops. Okay, so it's coming together. Now we have one last heart. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to put a dimensional, a little mini guy. I thought it was going to be easier to hold it with the tool, but maybe not. So go ahead and peel those off. And then we're going to stick that one down here on the ribbon. Oops. A little backing stuck there. All right, there we go. Check that out, right? One more thing before we're finished. I want to add a cute little bow. Now this ribbon makes amazing bows, okay? It is so fun to tie bows with. It's a little bit stiff, so it takes a little bit of working, but I'm just going to hold my little loop, wrap this around, put this end through where my thumb was, and pull. And then I kind of tweak it as I go at this stage. Now you don't need to put a bow. I know some of you watching, you come to my classes and I know you all don't like to tie bows, so you don't have to put a bow, but I think they're super cute and it adds a lot of sparkle. So we're gonna just, there we go. So it's nice and tweaked, pull it tight. So cute. What do you guys think? Bow? I think the bow needs to go on. All right. So notice I haven't cut it off yet. That way I'm not wasting any of this pretty ribbon. And I'm going to use a mini glue dot. Just going to unravel it here like this. Stick this one down in the center, right on top of that glue dot, push down and pull off. Now it's already stuck there. And I'm going to stick it right on top of our cone because that's where I want it to be. Okay, now I can go ahead and trim this off. And I haven't wasted even a centimeter on this edge. Then I can just trim this little bit off here, make it how long I want it. Perfect. And there we have our cute little desk calendar. stands up like this. Now these calendars here, we can rip off the pages as we go. This one's a nice Happy New Year. And then we have all of the months underneath. So it's great to have at hand by your phone, on your desk, anywhere that you want to be able to quickly check in on what day it is. So thank you so much for watching. I'm really glad that I got the chance to share this amazing new bundle with you before the catalog goes live. But in the spirit of that, I also want to share with you a couple of other projects that I've made to show you how awesome this milkshake bundle is. Now, I'm not going to share the ones for my Handmade at Home class kit because I want those to be exclusive for that class at the moment. So here are some additional ones that I've used. This is one I featured on my blog last week. You're the cherry on top. Super cute, all using the milkshake dies. The country floral paper, some pretty red ribbon, and just some stamps. Now you'll notice on this one, when you cut out the ice cream, it also cuts a little slit here that you can stuck the straw in. So it's really, they've thought of everything. This is a super cute bundle. And then on the inside, of course, we have to do a little something so life is sweeter with you. Isn't that cute? I love it. Perfect to send in the mail for some happy mail, maybe even on Valentine's Day. Very cute. And then this one, I went with a different color scheme. Like I said, when I find a color scheme that I like, you may have noticed this one is very similar to what we did earlier. I stick to it, but this time I wanted to switch it up and do something a little bit more pastel. So I've gone ahead and I have stamped a variety of images. You can see from the stamp set here. Variety of these images I have stamped to create this background paper. So it looks like designer series paper, but it's all hand stamped. We've got the spoons and the sundae cups. And then I used the stitched rectangles again and used happy birthday from a different stamp set. Celebrate up here. I've added some fun little embellishments. This paper here is actually one of the new celebration papers that's coming out. So you're going to want to check that out too. I think it's called Dandy Designs, I believe. It's a humongous stack of paper, like 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. You can get absolutely free with a $120 order starting on Thursday. So that's really cool too. And then of course on the inside, we've just got a little bit more of the repetition, some more designer paper, and again, the same sundae cup that was stamped on the front. So there's some more inspiration for the Share A Milkshake bundle. You can sign up for my Handmade at Home Share A Milkshake class until Thursday at midnight. If you're not interested in the class, but you do want to get your Share A Milkshake bundle, then of course you can purchase that on my online store anytime starting Thursday. All right, I'm going to just do a little flipperoo here. Come back and say hello and goodbye and thank you for watching. I love reading your comments. I have a little extra surprise today. So anybody who shares my video for today, so just click on that little share button and share it with your friends and family here on Facebook. And I'm going to put everybody's name that's shared it by, what day is it today? Today is Tuesday. So anybody who shares it between now and Thursday morning at 10 o'clock is going to get entered into a draw, and I will send you, whoever wins, I'm going to send you this little desktop calendar that we created today. Now I can only send it in Canada, but please share those videos. I appreciate it so much. And I'll put everybody's name into a little draw and we'll pick the winner Thursday at 10 o'clock to see who gets to win this fun little desktop calendar. All right. Thank you everybody for watching today and for being here and stamping along with me. This video will get uploaded to my YouTube channel, Bird's Nest Designs. It'll also get posted to my blog for tomorrow. So check it out there if you want any of the measurements, the supply list, or anything like that. And remember, that loyalty program I talked about earlier in the video starts right now. So any of your online orders will earn those fun little tokens. All right, if there's any questions at all, please reach out. I'm always happy to help and to talk with you. So until then, have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you real soon. Watch for Thursday, because Thursday I'll be doing some more updates and emailing, okay? Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.